See, when Stefan, he has to get past my legs here. If my legs are just dead, it's pretty easy for him to just push them down and move to the side here, right? But if we're a little bit experienced with our guard passing here, our guard retention here, look, if I already have my feet on the inside, it's gonna be so hard for him to flank. I have this connection that I can just lift my hip and we're square. Here, all right. So when you're the top person here, you've gotta make an effort of getting your elbows inside here. Look here. Now my big toe here is on the outside. Now it's difficult here. All right, and this one he can kind of stuff down. So you can either go like this or like this. See here. Now I can't put my feet on him. All right. The reason why he's leaning in here is because he wants to get close to my head. Because if he can hug my head, here, now it's very difficult to get the legs back and he can really crowd me here. Starts to crash down, right? So notice here, it's subtle. But look at my big toe here. When he goes that way, he wants it on the outside of his forearm. Here, now I can't put that foot on him. This one, he's stuffing my bottom leg back here. So I can't put that foot on him either. Now it's very difficult for me to square up. Right. Now Stefan keeps walking this way. If I'm just stretching myself out, he has all this landing space he can drop down into. He can put his knee right on my belly here. So that's a disaster. So we want to be good at curling ourselves up. We want to be on our side, knees to our chest, elbows close here. So when I feel Stefan come in here, I want to have my hands ready. All right, so let's down a little bit, get a better angle here. So look here, how I can't put my feet on him, right? And he's dropping his head down because he's ready to go and grab my head with this arm. From here, we put our frames in, right? If we were out early, what we looked at before, we had one hand on each shoulder. This is kind of, we can do like shitty bench press here, but we don't have to stay there for long. When this arm gets really close, here, this is where we gotta be ready to block his bicep. Stefan is looking to connect his bicep as tight to my neck as possible. Let me go from this angle. He can drop down here and he can get a good connection here. He can flatten me out. He can put weight on me and it's a hard time for me to move here. I wanna block that bicep. So look how he's leaning in and look how he's past my hip here. I put my top hand here on his shoulder and the bottom here right on his bicep. I try not to be flat here because when I'm flat, he can just push my legs away. I try to be as much on my side here as possible. One hand on the shoulder, other hand on the bicep. Now Stefan tries to push in. I pull my knees to my chest and I put my feet back on him. This time, because he's so close here, it's gonna be hard to put them on the shoulders, but I can put them on the hips and I get the same thing. Okay, so me and Stefan just switch roles. So just really for you to understand here, look at the angle of my grips here. When he tries to put the feet back, it's so hard, right? Now I wanna go down and reach for his head. Look how he blocks my shoulder here and my bicep here. So when I try to reach, I can't get it. And now he pulls his legs back in. It's easiest to get this leg in first, the closest one here. So he puts that on my thigh hip. The second one comes in, he just lifts his hip and he's back, okay? So let's play with this. You can't go fast with this, especially if you're not that experienced. Go real slow. Make sure you're close to the head here. If I'm up here, Stefan doesn't really care about framing with his arms on my upper body. I need to be close here so I can grab him. This is where he frames. He gets the legs back in and puts me right back in the center, okay? Let's work this with our partner. Make sure we get the details right. Try it on 3, 1, 2, 3.